Let us see June 21, the Indian Express news articles. First article is related to Armed Force Chiefs will brief PM today on Agnipath scheme. Armed Forces official source said Monday after the Army issued a notification for compulsory online registration by aspirants. Prime Minister said sometimes decisions may not seem right at first instance. The path but pay dividends over time. The path of startup and innovation is not easy and comfortable. It has not been easy to put the country on the path to rapid development. Only the path of reform can take us to the new vision and goals. We have opened the space and defense sector to youths after only the government had authority over these sectors for years. From drones to aircraft to cutting edge technology, youths are being encouraged. During COVID period, youths in Bengaluru helped people around the world. Bengaluru showed that if government provides facilities and if interfere into the minimum in the lives of the people, then there is no limit to what youth can do and height to which they can take the country. There is also a lot of discussion on startup ecosystem in India, of which Bengaluru is a big center. In the last 8 years, a lot of progress has been made. It is evident when we look at the numbers. In the previous decades, number of billion-dollar companies that were created could be counted on the fingers, but in the last 8 years, more than $100 billion companies have come up, and every month new companies are joining them. The strength of Bengaluru is that it teaches people to also change their mindsets, including those people who view the private sector of India and private enterprises with disrespect. Next article that we are moving into is related to at the table reworking school curriculum 24 with RSS link. The article talks about restructuring of a national curriculum framework for schools. From a national convener of Swadeshi Jagran Manch to chief of Vidya Bharati, 24 members with RSS link, some of them serving functionaries, figure it at least 17 out of 25 NCF national focus groups working on curriculum changes. Next article, let us see the continuation of this article in page 8. NCF curriculum revision meanwhile is being led by 12-member steering committee. The revised NCF will be foundation for new NCERT textbooks. This is what this article talks about. Next article is to end illegal mining. MP plans to make it legal in parts of Chambal sanctuary to free its forest department from devoting too much time, resources and efforts in fighting illegal mining in the national Chambal sanctuary. Madhya Pradesh government has proposed to open 292 hectares for mining in 5 stretches of Chambal and its tributary Parvati rivers. Sand mining has been banned in sanctuary since 2006. The state said opening up the 5 stretches would minimize the conflict with illegal miners, gain local support and fetch revenue from royalty, and 1/4 of the one-fourth of which is used to strengthen and protect the measures. Next article is about Army Chief, Vice Chief, the continuation of the article. This includes the package of 11 lakh Seva Nidhi tax exempt financial packages in addition to 11 lakh as this pay for 4 years as a young boy coming in 18 years of age. After 4 years go back with around 24 lakh rupees. The government has also said ex-Agnivir can take a loan of rupees 18 lakh over a period of 3 years. This is what the first article is all about. Next, the fourth article related to Justice Chandrachud, Supreme Court must not touch issues that require lawmakers' role. Chandrachud said Apex Court cannot and must not transcend its role by deciding issues requiring the involvement of elected representative. It is true that Supreme Court of India must protect the fundamental rights of a person and perform its constitutional duties. What would not only be a deviation from the constitutional role but would not serve a democratic society, which at its core must resolve issues through public deliberation, discourse and engagement of citizens with their representatives imperatives and constitution. The fulfillment of ideals of our constitution and protection guaranteed under it cannot only be achieved by exercising our role as citizens once every 5 years. There must be a continuous engagement with all pillars of democracy. Next article is all about modern school asks the economically weaker section children to pay 67,000 in fees. According to the provision of Right to Education Act 2009, all private schools in Delhi required to reserve 25% of seats for economically weaker section and disadvantaged group students during the mission at the entry level and compulsory provide them free education till completion of class 8. The schools built on land given to them by public land owning agencies at concessional rate must provide free education to economically weaker section children. Next article that talks about Army sets a ball rolling issues notification. This talks about the Army move to issue the notification for induction of soldiers under Agnipath signals that the government has no plan to roll back the short service recruitment scheme and is keen to see that first batch of Agniveers will be training by end of this year. It said the service of soldiers or Agniveers commence from the date of enrollment. They will form a district rank in Indian Army different from any other existing rank. With the introduction of the scheme, enrollment of soldiers in the regular cadre of Indian Army except technical cadre of medical branch will be available only to those personnel who have completed their engagement period as Agniveer. Basic eligibility criteria include clearing class 10 with a minimum 45% aggregate mark for general duty, clearing class 9 for science and physics, chemistry, maths, English with aggregate 50% of technical unit. While the age limit will be 17.5 to 21 years and as announced last week, there will be 2 years relaxation in the upper age limit for this rising to 23 years. It stated that not more than 25% of each specific batch of Agniveers will be enrolled regular cadre of Army after their 4-year engagement period. Rupees 30,000, they will be paid between rupees 30,000 to 40,000. 30% of this amount will be deposited under Seva Nidhi package. The government will contribute the same amount each month. Each Agniveer will have a 48 lakh insurance cover. This is what this article talks about. Next article that we are moving into is related to Mumbai sees 6-fold rise in monthly heart attacks. It has been observed that SARS-CoV-2 injures the heart and blood vessels in the infected patient, which leads to the development of clots, heart inflammation, arrhythmias, heart failure. In August 2021, Lancet reported that risk of first heart attack increased by 3 to 8 times. Data suggests that COVID-19 was a risk factor for thrombosis, not only arterial but venous thrombosis. Venous thrombosis, which include deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary thromboembolism, to part from acute coronary syndromes. The next article talks about black swan event. A rare unpredictable event with a significant impact on society or the world. RBI flagged a possibility of one. The study of RBI has spoken about the possibility of capital outflows to the tune of $100 billion from India in case of a major global risk scenario or a black swan event. Black swan is a rare unpredictable event that comes as a surprise and has a significant impact on society or the world. These events are said to have 3 distinguishing characters. They are extremely rare and outside the realm of regular expectation, and they have a severe impact after they hit. They seem probable in hindsight when plausible explanation appear. Talib does not try to lay out a method to predict such event, but instead stresses building robustness in system and strategies to deal with black swan occurrence, withstand their impact. The term itself is linked to the discovery of black swan. Europeans believed all swans to be white until 1697, when a Dutch explorer spotted the first black swan in Australia. The metaphor black swan event is derived from this unprecedented spotting from 17th century and how it upended the West's understanding of swans. This is what the article is all about. Let us continue the next article in the next video. If you like the video, please do share, like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.